So tonight, as we talk about generative AI, this will be a bit of a theme about acknowledgement and maintaining sort of like who owns what or who's been sharing it. So I just want to highlight that what I'm sharing tonight has been mostly inspired by these three people that I've been following through online. I've spoken to two of the three. So David provided some really great presentation back in June, I think it was, here at Budgeon Tavern. Yeah, Fave's giving me the nod, yes. And he did a really great sort of grounding on sort of the ethical use of generative AI. So I'm going to share some of those things that he shared with us at that meeting and repeat it here. The prompts that I'm going to share tonight, so I'm actually going to give you a prompt template. I'm going to walk through a template. So tomorrow you guys can be pros when it comes to using ChatGPT to create powerful content for your website and for LinkedIn. But those have been adapted from Mathew. And he actually shares his prompts for free. So he's definitely worth following on LinkedIn. He's by far the person I'm the most eagerly waiting for his newsletter as he shares updated prompts and strategies in using AI. So a lot of what I'm sharing tonight is based on him. So that photo will pop up quite a lot as I want to make sure I'm acknowledging the source of where the prompt templates come from. So fantastic, definitely worth checking out. And Scott is the one who developed our Chrome extension that we use part of B2B Sunshine Coast, based out in South Africa. But he is planning to come to the Sunshine Coast early next year, and I'm itching to get him up to present and share how he's been using these tools to build a global network with this idea of my most trusted network, and that people are just one handshake away. It's this idea of quality connections and referrals for the digital space. So these three have been the most influential in my understanding of AI from a practical standpoint. So I thought it's probably helpful to provide a definition of generative AI in case like here on the right, I don't know what Luke's talking about when he keeps saying generative AI. Conveniently, I use ChatGPT to provide us a definition of itself. So generative AI is a subset of artificial intelligence that focuses on creating new content. And that's the key here with sort of generative AI. Everything it creates is unique, right? That's the point of it. So images, text, music, visuals, videos, all sorts of stuff. And it's designed to generate data that resembles the authentic data based on what it's been trained on, these sort of large language models. That's been based on its data sets, so it can produce original outputs based on its training and what you provide it. So ethical use of generative AI, and I think this is really important before we sort of jump into how we start to apply it in our business. So ownership, for most platforms, you retain the input rights and check the platform terms, but stuff like OpenAI, the rights are given to you, right? Which also means, to the last point, you're accountable, right? So if ChatGPT generates a piece of content, it's very good at making stuff up, right? It's called hallucinations. So it does it quite frequently. So if you're not checking the accuracy of the data, you are responsible. And particularly if you're sharing across social media. So just be mindful of that. Anything that you share, think of it as that it is your content you're sharing. You can't just blame OpenAI or ChatGPT and say, I didn't know that it wasn't true. It's on you, right? So only you can get sued is what I'm trying to say here. Disclosure, you really should disclose that you are using generative AI in the creation of your content. It might be as a co-creator, particularly if you're using images and video. It's very important to disclose that. But if you are creating content, it might be as simple as a little hashtag created with generative AI, created with ChatGPT. Have it somewhere in your website in the terms and conditions that this content has been co-created with generative AI. But it's important to disclose that you're using it. Data privacy is still a big issue. These platforms are public and open, so please do not use sensitive data, particularly sensitive client data, when it comes to these public platforms. And yes, unless you're using a paid service, like the Microsoft's Copilot with their Exchange server. So unless you've got something that's designed to protect the information that you're using, be careful. So tonight, we're just going to go through something that we're all planning to share publicly, which is our LinkedIn company page, but just be mindful of that. It has biases because it is just trained on the data that it has. Be mindful of that. And of course, copyright. So just because again, it's generating its content from the training data. So it doesn't give you the excuse to like, hey, can you go on and read my competitor's book and create something similar that I can republish? So it's really important that we're mindful of the copyright, that we are trying to create this as unique content. So the key really when we talk about using generative AI Think of it as it's your assistant, right? You're responsible for its training. You're responsible for the information that you give it, and you're responsible for how you use the outputs, just like any staff member that's working with you. So really be conscious of that when you're using these tools. Shoot, yeah. So the short answer is no one knows yet, right? When it comes to plagiarism. So for me as a teacher at the University of Sunshine Coast, we do have tools that identify whether generative AI is being used. So it does flag it in the reports. And then at the moment, those students aren't being penalised, but they've been warned not to use these tools for purely creating it. So we are encouraging students, particularly in marketing, to use it as an assistant to help them create content, help them do the research, but not actually write the essay for them. So it's that kind of fine balance. But the University of Sunshine Coast doesn't have a clear policy yet on this stuff. It's hard to figure out because we want them to use it because it's an important tool, but not use it all the way to actually doing the work for them. So it's a tricky space. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's very capable of doing that. So yeah, it's a tricky space. Cool. There's a definition here of ChatGPT itself. Just the main takeaway here that I just wanted to share is one of the things that makes ChatGPT quite effective is its ability to determine what to pay attention to in the information that you provide and what not to pay attention to. So when it comes to how you prompt the platform, it's really important to structure it in such a way that lets it know, here's what I need you to pay attention to versus what to ignore. We'll talk about that as we share the content. Alrighty, so I'll skip this as well in terms of defining prompts. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to walk you through a prompt template. You're actually welcome to, this is a Word document, so you'll be able to edit it as we go, fill it out as we go. It's meant to be highly interactive. So if you scan this QR code, hopefully it works. You'll be able to get the Word doc and actually follow along and make notes as we go through this prompt template. Alrighty, so what I'm going to walk you through in terms of prompt template is the who, what, how model, right? And crafting prompt templates. What you'll notice too is with the prompt template that I'm sharing, it makes it very easy to start to adapt it to different situations. So if you use the similar style that I'm going to share with you tonight, you'll start to get a bit of a feel on how to adapt it for different situations. Let's go through it. So the first thing is we need to tell ChatGPT who I want you to be. Right? It's almost like a staff member that you come on and you tell them what the job is. Right? Here's the role. Here's exactly what I want you to do for my business. So here's the structure here. Here's who I want you to be. In this case, we want them to be an expert copywriter because we're going to leverage the skills of a copywriter. What skill I'd like you to have? We want them to be a pretty good copywriter, right? So we want them to be a senior copywriter who specializes in writing copy for LinkedIn company pages. And your niche, in this case, is professional services, but you could adjust that to something else. And here's the writing style I want you to take. I want you to write using a formal, informative, educational tone. That you can adjust. I'm going to share with you how you can identify your own writing style shortly, but for now, that's a really good place to start. So you can see now we're just letting the prompt know, or letting ChatGPT know, here's who I need you to be. This is my staff member. I'm bringing on a copywriter to help me write some LinkedIn company pages. So we start there. Now we want to be really specific on what we want it to do. Okay, because that's the output, right? So if we just ask for, can you generate a LinkedIn company page, we're probably not going to get the output that we're expecting. So we want to be really specific. Now this is being tailored to, because I predominantly use this for landing pages on websites, but absolutely can be adapted for LinkedIn company pages. But you can see here, right, we're actually trying to tell it what we want the quality to look like. And we're also starting to tap into some of the weird things that ChatGPT does in the way that it phrases things to make sure it's matching what we're looking for. So stuff like, I want you to write a creative, human-like style page of content. The content that you're creating is a LinkedIn company page where we'll discuss what we offer, who we work with, how we work, what makes us different and unique, and any other information that may be important for users to make an informed decision to work with us. I want you to use headings and subheadings. These headings and subheadings should be increased in size by 4 pixels so we can see the difference in the content. This works, but doesn't necessarily work for ChatGPT 3.5. It does work for ChatGPT 4. Makes it easier when it does some proper formatting for you. Avoid using repetitive phrases, unnatural sentence structures, and metaphors. I added that because for some reason ChatGPT loves a metaphor, so I prefer if it doesn't do that, and use more direct language. I want you to use at least one list in emphasizing the essential benefits of our services that should stand out to the users. I want to make sure they trust our brand. Definitely avoid stuff like hey there and hello, because for whatever reason ChatGPT loves doing that for their content, so we don't want you to do that. And for the first introduction, it should hook, pose the question that the user will likely say yes to, and how they'll like to, that they're in the right place based on the customer's pain points. And the primary call to action for the company page is to visit our website. So we're providing a lot of clarity in terms of what we want in terms of output. And you can start to see with this template where you can make some tweaks based on what you're doing, whether it's for a website, whether it's for a social media post, all that sort of stuff. For an email, all that sort of stuff. So that's the what. Now the how, we actually got to give it information that's tailored to our business. So this is by far the most important part. So we've got to tell it what our business is. So what's our business name? What we do, so share the features of your service. The benefits of our service include, so share the benefits. Provide some detail on who your target audience is. So including, to describe them as well as the interest, the personality, the motivation. We also want to provide it with what the pain points are, right? So what are some of the challenges that the customer has? Our service process, so how we work, so a couple of steps in how we work, and just a couple of interesting things about us. So what makes us unique? So our unique selling proposition or our competitive advantage, what people perceive as valuable about us. Good way to source that is reading your own Google reviews and sharing some of that, what people see as valuable. Why do we think some people might hesitate to buy from you? This can really help in the way that we write it to help address some of those barriers to purchase. So sharing why they might hesitate to buy from you, and share a couple of testimonials as part of this as well. It's super helpful. And then your origin story, how you got started. I'm going to pause here on the how slide, and all I want you to do is just have a chat to the people around you about what you see here and what might be some of the more challenging parts to fill out, right? So what are the things that you might find difficult for you? Like, I don't know if I really understand my own pain points. How do I get a good customer persona? I'm not sure about that. I just want you to kind of go through this and have a chat to the people around you about what are some of the easy things to fill out here and what might be some of the more difficult things to fill out. So just give you a moment to process this one here, and we'll come back in a few minutes. So before we continue on, we've got time for just a couple of just burning questions. So if there's anyone that's just got just a burning question based on what's been shared here so far, before we move on, any just, I must ask this question. Yeah, Sandra? Yes, so ChatGPT has a free version and a paid version. So 3.5 is kind of the version that's available for free, and ChatGPT 4 is the paid version. Now here's a little bit of a trick that Shari reminded me of. You can actually get access to ChatGPT 4 if you use Microsoft Bing. So Microsoft Bing is actually using the latest version of ChatGPT. So it doesn't have the same, you're not able to kind of save chats in the same way. There's a few other things that's missing from the Bing, but if you just want to drop this prompt and not pay for it, then use Bing, Microsoft Bing. So basically it's their version of Google, right? All of us use Google. Just go to Bing. The Bing app is really great on the phone as well. It's pretty impressive. So Microsoft Bing, you can go from there. Sorry, Mark, you're about to say something? Bing Chat, sorry, yes, Bing Chat. So you do need to choose the Bing Chat, but you'll find it if you go to Microsoft Bing. They make sure it's very visible where that version is. Any other burning questions? Yeah, Steve? Yeah. Correct. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. So I'm going to share a demo shortly of an example of me using these templates, but I tend to do this in a Word document first to get it right. And also using like Grammarly to kind of just make sure I can't help it. Yeah, so make sure I get it right first, like pristine, and then I'll put it through ChatGPT. So that's why I've structured this way. That's why I've given it to you as a Word document, so you can fill that out first, get it right, and then run it through the program. Cool. Any other? Yeah, Kay?
Just a suggestion that, especially if you're using Grammarly, which is free,
Yeah.
throw it through plagiarism or something.
Yeah, great tip. So for those listening online, a really great tip is using a program like Grammarly to help check for issues like plagiarism in addition to spelling and grammar. I do that as well. So every time I get an output, I'll run it through Grammarly. It's free. It's a Chrome extension as well as an app. So do check it out. I love it. I've got it on my phone. I've got it everywhere to make sure that I'm writing well. So it's a really great companion piece to make sure that you're using it. Anything else before we move on in terms of burning questions or thoughts? Cool. So one of the two areas that you'll probably find the most challenging is to make sure that it's to your writing style and that you're putting together a really good customer persona. So in the Word document, I've actually included 2 bonus prompts, one on how to identify your writing style. And again, when I share the demo shortly, I'll show you how I did that for myself. And then the customer persona as well. I'll share that in the demo as well. So if you're not a marketing expert, but you know a little bit about your customer, it does a really great job of creating a persona that you can then use as part of your prompt. So both of those are in the Word document, and I'm going to show them when we get to the demo. But what I did want to highlight is the first output is not going to be perfect, right? So even though it might spend a long time in the Word document to kind of get that prompt right, it's still a first draft. And like you would with a staff member or someone that you're working with as an assistant, you want to ask some follow-up questions to really refine it, to get it to where you want to get it to. The idea of like humanizing the content and making sure that it is reflecting exactly what it is that you want to put out there. So for me, when I create, blogs with ChatGPT, it's still taking me, 1-2 hours because I want to make sure that I'm getting it right. It's just making it much easier to generate high quality content. So one of the follow-up prompts here that I like to use, and credit to Steve because this is his model, the PASPA, or at least he shared it with me. I don't know where you got it from, but I just love it. So the PASPA. It works really well to help really strengthen the introduction. So that when you do the first generation of your content, that introduction sentence is usually about 2 sentences. It's not too bad, but you might want to make it even more comprehensive. So what I do is I copy and paste the introduction that it's generated, and I say, hey, I want you to rewrite this using the PASPA copywriting model, and I tell it what the PASPA copywriting model is. And then I also share a couple of testimonials as well. Even though I might have shared in the original prompt, I find it's helpful to reshare it like you would a staff member. Sometimes it's helpful to be repetitive to make sure it's got the info that it needs to then generate a revised intro. So for particularly a LinkedIn company page, the intro that this generates with this model is really, really good. So I do recommend that as a follow-up to really strengthen it. So same thing, you just copy and paste this in. It's really just copy and pasting whatever it's generated as its first 2 lines. Drop this big block of text in, a couple of testimonials, and then you'll see an amazing intro come out of it. But again, I'll show you how that works with the demo shortly. The other one is the headline as well. So you might want to play with the headline to make it really stand out. So Kay, in her presentation earlier this year, shared a couple of different styles to writing a headline for LinkedIn. So what I recommend, and I ran this as well, is as part of the prompt, actually have all 4 options and actually ask it to generate some variations across each option. So that way you're getting plenty of really cool styles on how to go about using as a headline. So same thing, you just kind of copy and paste in. It includes an example in each of the options and been really specific with the platform on what the headlines can look like. And I even throw in what Steve shared, the power words as well. So I've got that as part of the where appropriate, use headline power words such as you, how, who, now, what, your, new, money, people, and why to make sure it's included. So that stuff's quite powerful. So you can see that I've been learning from our presenters throughout the year and starting to incorporate it into how I'm using these tools and creating these templates. So those 2 follow-ups, very, very helpful to further refine the most important part of your content, the headline and the intro. Alrighty, so once we've done that, we want to make sure that our content is good, right? So it's not enough that we've refined it to a place of, great, this is what I want now as my draft of my LinkedIn company page, or this is what I want to use for my website. I now want to make sure that it's actually doing what I want it to do. Again, like a staff member, you also want it to review its work to make sure it's delivering on the goals that you've set. So we can actually ask ChatGPT to review its own work, right? To make sure that it's consistent with what we've set out initially. So this first prompt is really good at confirming that it's speaking to your target market, right? That you've created content that will resonate with who your target market is. And it's going to give you some recommendations on how to improve its own work, right? To make sure that it resonates more with who you're speaking to. So very, very powerful. You can see here, it sort of breaks it up. So questions like, we'll just read this out to make it a bit easier. So I want you to read my LinkedIn company page and give me feedback from the perspective of my target audience. I want you to explain to me in detail the following information. After reading the page, what hypotheses can you form about what we're trying to accomplish here? Right? So you tell me what the goal of this thing is. After reading the first 100 words, tell me what you think the page is about. What action or actions is the page asking you to perform? Is it clear what action you need to take next? So we talk a lot in marketing about call to action. Sometimes we get caught up with too many call to actions. This is a really good way of clarifying, are we being consistent and sharing one thing? How does the page or promised information benefit you as the target audience? Are you the right person this page is speaking to? Why or why not? And I want you to profile an argument as to how the page could be improved to achieve a higher conversion rate and use specific examples. And lastly, I want you to grade this page between 1 and 10, 10 being the highest, based on how well the page accomplished the questions I asked beforehand. Right? So it's a really good audit of our content. And of course, we give it some formatting guidelines as well, so it looks good. And then we just copy and paste what we've got as our final landing page. So that's the first review, but I like to review even more, right, when I'm doing this for clients. So the second review is now around conversion rate optimization. So is this meeting the current standards or benchmark when it comes to converting? So is the content going to convert? So here's the questions we're asking it. I want you to continue the audit of the LinkedIn company page. Here's how I want you to be. I want you to be an expert conversion rate optimization specialist. Here's what I want you to do. Help me improve the conversion rate of my landing page by accomplishing these tasks for the below CRO checklist, which we've got down here. Grade each checklist item of a score between 1 and 100, with 100 being the perfect score. Explain why the checklist item reached this score with all suggestions on how to improve. I want you to provide these suggestions in bullet point format, summarize the score for all the checklist items at the end. I want you to increase the size of the headings against the formatting guidelines so I can easily distinguish between each of the bullet points. And here's the checklist. Alrighty. So let's see this in action. Alrighty, so it's just a video that's going to play. I'm just going to walk you through it. Now, it's okay if you can't read the text. It's more about just demonstrating what it can do. This demo video I will make available to everyone as well so you can kind of see it all in action. So the first thing I wanted to do is I actually wrote an ebook around my service a few years ago as part of my research on what makes a really good website. So I thought, well, the first place to start is like I would a staff member, I want you to read my ebook, right? And tell me, like you would like a report to a staff member, tell me what this thing's about. What are the key benefits? So Rob, if you can press play for us. So I just basically I just told ChatGPT, I'm going to share with you an ebook. This is the very first prompt. And I want you to review it and let me know what the key themes are, what the key benefits are, and basically give me a summary of what was shared. It was a long ebook, right? So you can see here, copy and pasted all the text in parts. So part 1, part 2, and then part 3. And then it provided me with a summary of the key kind of themes from my ebook. It's a long ebook. All right, cool. So now it's starting to provide what are the key themes and the key takeaways about what makes a campaign-ready website based on my research. So it's great. So it's a really good summary of what is a campaign-ready website, why is it important. I shouldn't have scrolled faster when I did this. How to develop a campaign-ready website, so a bit of the strategy behind it. So really providing a really nice summary of what I've drafted. Now, one thing that I picked up when I did is like, well, I also wanted to have a really good list of the key benefits, right? Because that's going to be a big part of my website. So I also just asked it, hey, can you also summarize what are the key benefits of a campaign-ready website? So it went back and provided a summary of that as well in terms of what are the key benefits. So as it's doing this, before I even start putting that prompt together, I now have the chat now informed on my stuff, right? It's now read my book or ebook. So I also want it, because I also want to make sure that I'm maintaining that writing style for my website. So using one of those bonus prompts, the writing style, I asked it to now review my writing style. So the tone, the personality, the writing style, and then give us a writing guideline. So now I can provide much more detail in terms of how I want you to craft the content. So that way it sounds like it came from me, right? So it's now reviewed thousands of words that are written, and now it's providing this sort of writing guideline that I can use now for future prompts as well. Cool. Now, I also want to get a really good customer persona as well, right? So I have a pretty good idea what my persona is, but I wanted to test it out these prompts to see what it would tell me. So using that bonus prompt that I provided in the Word doc, I asked it the question, so to act like a marketing research specialist, gave it a whole bunch of information to help support its review to give me a detailed customer persona. And you'll see from your side, you're not really giving it too much, just really who your customers are. I really just said I work with these three main service providers. Here's a little bit about what they need. And it's given me two personas. And I thought it was pretty spot on. So the first one about someone who's like a coach or a consultant, which is exactly who I tend to work with. And the second one, a local service provider. And it outlined, as you can see here, who they are, their motivations, their goals, their interests, the demographics, their emotions, needs, wants. Is quite detailed and spot on to the point like kind of better than the one that I written myself, right? It's really, really well put together. It's like, great, this is fantastic. This is exactly the two personas that I want to use. I'll probably add a little bit of stuff to it, but it's a great place to start. Especially stuff like triggers as well, really helpful info. So then I dropped in the prompt like we shared earlier, because now I wanted to now use this information, my writing guidelines and persona. Now let's get to work in crafting my landing page for the website. So put in all the information, but I made sure I referenced what it already shared. So I want you to use the writing style that you've shared earlier, and I want you to use the two, and make reference of this copy is for the two personas that you've generated earlier. So I just made reference to those in this prompt. Cool, now it's created its first draft. It's not too bad, right? Nice heading, why campaign ready website, some essential benefits, a bit about our process. Not bad for a first draft, right? But I wanted to play with it a bit more. It's like, well, give me a few more headings, right? I thought we can play with that a little bit more, so give me a few more options. So using the prompt that in the bonus prompts, played with a few more options here. It's okay. Now I want it to use that passive model. Let's really play with the introduction, right? So I've given it that information I shared earlier. Let's get a really good intro going, right? That highlights what the problem is, that aggravates that problem, and provides a bit of call to action to it. So now it's provided that response as well. Like, good, this is some really helpful info. But I thought it can do better, right? So I just asked it to, I think I just asked it to focus a little bit more on the key benefits and the pain points. I felt it can dig a little deeper in terms of why it's important to transition to a new campaign-ready website. So I asked it to basically do it again. Much better this time. Still wasn't happy with the headlines, so I asked it to do it again. And I still didn't actually use these headlines and went with something else. But it was very helpful to kind of get some ideas and kind of cherry-picked what I liked and made that the heading and the subheading. Now it's time to review it. So I went through sorry, it's a little bit more, but basically I kept on refining, right? So I kept on asking follow-up questions and started to play with it, started to work on different variations of it. And I got to the point where I was really happy with the final copy, right? So I designed it, put it on the page, like, cool, I think I've got what I'm happy with now for the design. But now let's test it. So I created a new chat for the review, because I want it to provide fresh context, right? So jumped on as it's kind of getting there, and then use the prompt that I created to then review it. So did the first audit, right, with the two personas, make sure I was letting it know what the customer was in this case. So I copy and pasted those personas back in to this new chat, and it gave me an audit. Score was okay, right? It was 7 out of 10, but it gave me some really helpful tips to refine it further. So I was like, great. Particularly stuff around simplification of language. Again, ChatGPT loves a metaphor, so it's now identifying it used too many metaphors and fancy words. Like, you're right, you did. So let me kind of refine that a little bit more direct language. And then with the conversion rate optimization as well, it went through and gave it a score and a bunch of suggestions. Now, I didn't have my design, so I didn't have like a full look on what I did in terms of the call to action buttons, and it couldn't see my Google reviews and portfolios that I've added, but it still gave me some really helpful tips. I was able to refine my intro a little bit further. I reduced the number of steps in terms of how we work. I had 7 steps, and it was saying, actually make it less because it's too overwhelming. Call to actions, I had too many. Can I help myself as a marketer? Make it smaller, gave me a recommendation. So going through these steps, and that's the end of the video, I was able to then go back and re-edit the page. So you can see, and this is within, I probably updated that full page from what you're seeing here within maybe an hour or two, right? So that's how powerful this thing is in terms of generating great content, reviewing itself, and then you just take what you need and apply it to what you're doing. Cool. Can you go back to the slides for us? Hopefully it works. Yeah. If not, I'll race back down. But any questions as that comes up? Anything that's sort of top of mind as you're sort of seeing that in action? Yeah. So I did this for one of my clients who's a massage therapist. I actually just grabbed the 10 most recent Facebook posts and put it in there and create a writing guideline from there, because I was trying to get the copy and it just wasn't quite landing. Once I shared those 10 recent posts, it just gave it personality and made it much, much better. So recent posts on Facebook, on LinkedIn, maybe a recent blog that you've written, use something that you've personally written as a starting point. As a bit of a primer. So yeah, I found that for that client, the massage therapist, because she actually was doing great stuff on Facebook. It just wasn't reflected on her website. So we just, took her words and put it through the machine and outputted a landing page, which is great. So yeah, that'd be my tips for that. Yeah, like I still gave 10 posts, and the posts were about, I don't know, like 20, 30 words each. So I gave it enough to create a personality within the voice. Like it really felt like it was coming from her as she was writing it. So it was quite effective. So that's that trick for that. Any other questions? Cool, if you can, yeah. Yeah, sometimes. So it still works if it's in the same chat. The reason why I separate it out is it's almost like I'm hiring a new assistant. So in the first one, I was hiring a copywriter to write me a landing page. In the second one, I wanted it to be a conversion rate specialist that reviewed my landing page. So because the who was different, I decided to have separate chats for that. So that very first prompt, the who, you don't have to. It will still work very effectively if in the same chat you're changing the who's. I've done that before, it's worked okay, but it seems to be much better if it's separated out in the chats. So either is okay. I just found for me it was better to separate it out. It's also just helpful for me to kind of go back and search as well, because I kind of had the one chat which was all the content creation stuff, and the other one which was doing all my reviews and auditing for that page. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, it does. Yeah. So one of the tricks to it too is to, like you would a staff member, to thank it for good work. So, hey, great work. I really like this. So you see in my demo video, I'm very polite and have a lot of gratitude. But also, if it hasn't done a great job, I make sure it's clear. Like I didn't really like this, and here's why. And it will learn based on that kind of personal feedback. So it's actually very helpful, like a staff member, to let it know when it's doing a good job, but also let it know when it's not doing a good job. You also have the option to like and dislike generations as well, or recreate. You can do that as well. But yeah, I find it's very helpful to have a conversation with it, give it some feedback. Cool. Any other questions before we move on? Yeah.
So when it comes to like personas and your conversational style and stuff like that, can you actually save that within ChatGPT, or do you copy and paste it from another document every time you want to generate something?
Yeah, so within ChatGPT, it will save the conversations. So yes, you can go back to it. So for me, I've got all of my clients saved, so I can go back and like, can you just generate like 100 words for Facebook bio, or can you create 2,000 words for like a LinkedIn background? Can you give me a meta description for the website? So I can keep coming back to it, even if it's like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks after. Come back and just generate a little bit more content. So yeah, it will save it and remember it. It is better to have the paid version because that way you've got that for life, and you can have unlimited chats. Whereas if you're using, say, the Bing chat, it won't save it in the same way. So that's one of the benefits. It's only $20 US a month for the paid version. Well worth it in terms of what you can do with it. And now with the most recent update, it will now generate images as well as text directly within ChatGPT, so you're not just limited to that. And there's a bunch of cool little plugins that you can have it send information to Canva and help you create a first template in Canva as well, and all sorts of stuff. I don't want to get too caught up in all the applications because then I'll overwhelm, but there's a lot of capability within the paid version that justifies its price. But yeah, the trick is it's saved, it knows your personas, it knows your business, and you can quickly go back and mine it for more. Any other questions before we move on? Yes, Derek.
This is still writing text, and over the last few years, they said to get a powerful impact, it's all about video, and it's taken over pictures. One video is worth 1,000 posts, and
Yeah.
a picture's worth 60. So now we're going back to.
So it's not going back. It's almost like AI or generative AI. It's got a bit of a journey to take to get to the point where it's creating high quality videos that you would use for marketing. So right now it's really good at text. It's getting pretty good at images. And some of the early AI generated video is a bit mixed, but you can create some really nice 3 second clips out of it. It can also generate music and a few other things as well. It's still running up to that kind of high form content of videos. You can ask ChatGPT to write your video scripts. You can ask it to give you recommendations of what a good video would look like for your Facebook page or for your LinkedIn page, and then use those guidelines to then go create that content. But yeah, right now, generated video, it's still not quite there. The early demos I'm seeing, there's some cool stuff, but like I wouldn't use it for like a full about my business video. It's only doing, I think the most at the moment is like 5 second clips. Yeah.
For people to engage with me,
Yeah.
video is still far more efficient than
Yeah.
pictures.
Yes. Yeah. But if you need a little bit of help on what to say in your video, ChatGPT can help you. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty, so let's move on because I know we're getting close now to time. We've got plenty of giveaway prizes and a couple of upcoming events. So in terms of if you'd like to engage with me further, I do have just 2 offers here. So the first one, if you just want to sit down with us for an hour and just go through what I've shared already tonight, just $99 an hour. You can book that on my marketing broker website. I'll make sure it's available on the B2B website as well, in the newsletter as well. But feel free to connect with us. So if you just want someone to bounce ideas with, start to play with the platform, get some feedback, some of these deeper questions that's been raised as well, make sure you're using it properly, all that sort of stuff, very happy to do that for you. Very flexible in how we use that hour to make sure you're getting the most out of it. So more than welcome to connect with us for those mentoring sessions. And of course, if it is, it's Christmas time, you're thinking, geez, it's been a while since I've updated my own website, and seeing what I've done here with campaign-ready websites and how I've helped heaps and heaps of businesses on the coast get high-converting websites that's integrated with LinkedIn, that's integrated with their CRMs, that's tracking data, that's basically built by a marketer for marketers. You're more than welcome to connect with us and get a full website built from just $1,000. So it's the benefit of AI. I can do it a lot faster. So this package I used to sell for $2,500 2 years ago, but now because it's so much faster and so much more convenient, I can do it at a lower price, which is amazing. So it means I can help more businesses generate high quality websites. So if you're interested, please do tap into that, particularly if it's been more than 2 or 3 years since you've done a website update. Reach out to us and let me help you get it up and running using these prompts that I've shared with you. Yeah. Yes, so my campaign-ready websites are built on WordPress using Elementor. But yeah, and obviously the copy is optimized with AI. Yeah. Yeah, I can help. So I can do a smaller package where I just help you refine the copy. So let's start with the coaching session. We might be able to get it done in a couple of hours and update that content so it just delivers a little bit more for you. So yeah, so if you've already got a great website, you just want to refine the copy. So let's start with the coaching and mentoring session. Yeah. Alrighty. But I'm not the only one within B2B Sunshine Coast that can help you when it comes to the use of AI and leveraging these platforms. So Kay, you met earlier. Kay, if you can stand up for us. So Kay can definitely help you. I talked about LinkedIn company page. I did not talk about LinkedIn profiles and LinkedIn strategy. That's where Kay can come in and how to actually turn this thing into a machine for you. So feel free to connect with Kay on LinkedIn strategy and getting your profile right. Thank you, Kay. Rose, who's not here tonight, she's at a concert, but she can help you with Google Workspace, so how to use these tools when it comes to productivity improvements with email within the Google Space platform. She's really good at just helping you be more productive and actually using these tools to save time with stuff like emails, which is cool. It's really cool innovations in that space that Rose can help with. Dr. Karen as well does a really good session on actually creating marketing assistance for your business with some really great training tools that she's got that helps build out these amazing chatbots that will work with your marketing team, that will work on your website. It's pretty impressive on what she can help create for your business. So feel free to reach out to Karen if you want to go that next level with having basically a marketing coordinator AI for your business. Shari, if you want to stand up for us, Shari. If you want help humanizing your AI content, Shari's here to help you with that. So if you really want to dive in, particularly if you're looking at writing ebooks and books with the platform, you've got to be connecting with a copywriter like Shari to kind of help you get it so it's really good for what you're trying to deliver and humanize it as much as possible. If you're looking to commercialize that content, Steve at the back here, so you're looking to convert it into dollars, then connect with Steve to make sure that your copy is actually doing what it needs to do, which is generate some income. And Kyle is not here. If you need a little bit of help with using these tools for paid ads, particularly Google, Kyle's great for that as well. Reminder around joining B2B Sunshine Coast. I'd love for you guys to join us. I can share more of these resources with you guys. More of these templates will come. And of course, as we shared earlier, the LinkedIn parties alone are worth the price of admission. So come on and really learn how to make the most out of your LinkedIn experience.